I don't know what that noise was. In fact, you know what? I'm just gonna leave that sink in the video because it sounded absolutely ridiculous. Nobody question my noises. Welcome to the final episode of the second to last. Almost dropped my controller, but I caught it because I am the greatest. Welcome to the final episode of the second to last week of Need for Speed Carbon and the final episode dedicated to the not Tier 3s. And actually, we only have, I think, one more not Tier 3 car left to show in the entire game. So, my controller appears to have been disconnected from Dolphin. And I now have to restart Dolphin. You know what? Here, have a black screen for a moment while I casually make save state. I'm going to call it Banana Blitz Bagel Bacon Boomerang. And then we're gonna close out Dolphin completely. I am recording. Okay, good. I was worried for a second that I wasn't. And then I realized, no, of course it's not making noise because, you know, I'm not doing anything to make noise. All right? All right? We're back open. We see that. And then we load state Banana Blitz Bagel Bacon Boomerang. And boom! Controller works! I have no idea what race this was supposed to be. I just kind of clicked on a random race. So, it's been about 20 minutes since the last episode. And in that time, I went and gathered, actually, probably closer to half an hour, but my point is, in that time, I went and gathered up all of the images for the various oh, it's just a canyon duel. Well, we got to save that for last. Never mind, ignore that. But I went ahead and I gathered up various images for the tier lists, including the one for next week. So that's already good and set up and ready to go. Let's do, Silk Road. I like the sound of that. Alright, so, let's drive the Eclipse. Let's go with, let's go with Yumi. Why not? She gives us a boost to our nitrous. This is a high quality bonus, you know? So yeah, some of the cars I haven't driven recently, so I'll try and give an accurate ranking to them based on what I remember of them when we get to the tier list portion of the video. But yeah. Also, I'm gonna be skipping out. Well, nah, never mind. The video will just be a little longer. I was gonna say I'm gonna skip out on a race in each car, but then I realized what races would I even skip for each car? So nah. The other car we're featuring in today's video is the only Tier 2 exotic bonus car, actually. That being the Lotus, whichever Lotus it is, I don't know. They all look the same. Except for that one that looks really different. And also their race cars tend to look different, but they don't look different from other race cars, so... Does it really count? Does it really count? Because I don't think it does. Well, I'm trying, but you won't back off, so I can't. Even though she said she wants a bigger lead, so, you know, I think she wants me to back off. To which the answer is, oh, no, I missed it on the way. Oh, right, no, that's the one I hate, because it always, like, brings me to a dead stop. Oh, no, it's that one. I could have gone into that one, though. No! I'm not going to be in first when she comes out of there, am I? Oh, I am. Oh, I am, but barely. Get out of here. Ooh, airtime! The caffeine in my system is definitely starting to wear off, I think. Oh, hell, it's fine. You know, I woke up at 7 o'clock today, and I just got up and started doing stuff. And by doing stuff, I mean browsing Discord and Twitter silently. for about an hour. And then I went and I made food, and then I ate food. And then I started recording. Actually, no, I watched 2 episodes of Constantine, and then I started recording. I love how I was holding left on the stick, and the game was like, no, you're driving into a wall. Like, thanks, game, I wasn't bad enough.
Oh yeah, there, you see that one?
Oh yeah, there's no wall here now, huh? So I can just yoink on past you, or not. Yumi, get back here!
You got it, you got
Why is she pulling away from me? Why is she pulling away from me? How and why? I call shenanigans.
totally embarrassed them.
How did she pull away so quickly? Is this car that bad, or was the game just noping me again? Remember, folks, if you want to be the person winning your races, don't race with scouts, unless you know the map really well and you're driving a really good car. In which case, feel free, I guess. Let's see if Sal will be not rude this time. Since this is the last race we'll be doing in not tier 3 cars with a scout, I think. Actually, no. Yep, nope, no it is, because we'll be using a blocker, because the only other one is the police car, which is a Rhino, interestingly.
Eyes on me, man. Don't let them rattle you.
Ain't nobody gonna rattle me, because I ain't no snake. See, the joke is rattlesnake. Well, I missed that. Why am I getting so much slowdown? Dolphin, what are you doing? Bye, speed limit sign. I know where we are. I remember this race.
Okay, this is you, man. Oh,
We.
Alley coming up on the right.
I know what he meant, but I'll be honest, for a second there, I thought... What just happened? Why did he miss the shortcut? Is he turning around trying to hit the shortcut? Sal broke. Sal machine broke.
Right, on the right.
I'm trying. Excuse me. Rude. Rude. Why am I not accelerating? Why am I not accelerating?
Watch your mirror, watch it.
I don't have a mirror. I don't have a look behind button either.
What? Oh, come on, come on.
Hey, that was your fault. You shouldn't have slowed down so much, dude. Dude. Stop being ahead of me, you cheeseburger. How is he 100 ahead of me? I'm so confused. I am literally being bullied by AI that is supposed to be on my team. And now my throat feels like needles. That's great.
Okay, side street there.
Side street. I see it.
Watch now.
Okay, now he's only 90 ahead of me. Isn't that nice? What do you mean you go on ahead?
Line's coming up fast.
Oh my god! Why was he 130 miles an hour faster than me?
Where were they, huh? Where were they?
You know, okay, so the most recent prior to this playthrough version of the game that I had played, I hadn't played the GameCube version in a long time. And on the Xbox 360 version, when you turn the difficulty up when crew members are on, the crew member actually gets worse. And I'm not sure why that's not happening here. And maybe the GameCube version, maybe like the GameCube version and like the older versions are like that for whatever reason. I don't know. It seems weird, but it's fine. It's fine. Sal can't bully me when I'm in a drift. Let's try and drift the final not tier 3 tuner in the game. Even though I still haven't driven all of the cars. It's fine. Aha, I'm in first. Also, I feel very out of place. I'm the only person in the race without an M name. But it's fine because M names are apparently bad luck. Because I am just yoinking all of them. Really? That killed my drift, but I've had times where okay. No, cool, great, thanks game. I wanted that. Okay. Okay. Yup. 60,000 points earned! Apparently that's not special though, because everyone else earned massive points there, and if I didn't wall tap briefly, it probably would have been a lot bigger. I like this course. I don't like this course anymore. Like, oh, I hit one wall, terrible course, bad game design. Because obviously, as previously established, I would be much better if the game didn't suck, of course. Obviously, because I'm not bad at the game. The game is just bad. There's no way I could ever be terrible. I mean, it's not like I drive like total garbage or anything. Excuse me, how much more points did I have than second place? Hold up. No. I had 100,516 more points than second place. And now it's time for the other abomination of a time that everyone's been waiting for. Because actually, most of these bonus cars are good at drifting, so it's not really too crazy. Pick a number from 1 to 10. Okay. I feel like we've done this before and failed it multiple times, but okay, Siri. Okay, that can't be on the floor because I roll my chair around sometimes and I can't run my only phone cord over. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. I didn't say let's do it, Siri. I said let's do this. D-I-S. You fool. See, it's because Siri's not an epic gamer. Excuse me, please stop pulling. Why does everyone pull away from me? I just want car hugs. That's all I want is car hugs. I just want to car hug you off the cliff. Buddy. Friend. Okay. I hope I don't get copyright claimed. I hope that didn't pick up on the mic. My phone just started playing music. I did not tell you to do that, Siri. You fool. I still don't have nose diving pigeons. Alright, this is going vaguely, kind of, sort of, passably well, I think. I just gotta sit on the inside like a... I don't know. I have no good analogies to make. There are no similes to be had from my mouth in this moment. I am as silent as a pickle that is not being consumed, nor squished, nor shaken. I'm as silent as a silent pickle. Which is, I mean, I hope my pickles are silent. Excuse me, stop avoiding my car hugs. Let me give you car hugs. How did he get so far ahead? Why? Is this car that bad? Is this car that bad? I think it is. We'll see on the rundown. Hi, friend. I gave him a car hug. Now remember, I only give car hugs. I do not receive... Don't you dare. No, I see you. Oh, thank you for the speed boost. No! I can't get back in front. It's literally not possible. It's literally not possible. Excuse me? It literally, I couldn't even. Okay. Onto the real car. That's fine. I didn't even want to show you off that terrible car. Garbage. Garbage. Let's go with that one. It looks fun. Let's go with the real car of the... Okay, which one do we go for? Alright, we'll go with the crappy blue one first. It actually doesn't look too terrible on this car, honestly. Well, here you go, Colin. You basically get an entire car all to yourself. It's fine. It's good. Good memes. High quality. Magician. Pickles. Ostrich. Watermelon. McDonald's. On a stick. Game, please. Thank you. There we go. I was going to say game, please load, but by the time I opened my mouth, the game had loaded. So, I mean, the game read my mind, I guess. Okay. Alright, now look, Kirby. I'm terrified that if I beat you in this race, you will eat me to absorb my racing skills. But I'm gonna have to beat you in this race. Ain't no pick puffball gonna outdrive me. Actually, to be fair, Kirby can pilot a spaceship, so, like fairly competently. So one would assume that Kirby could probably figure out how to drive a car, right? I mean, you've got to imagine that as long as Kirby could like reach all of the necessary things.
Yeah, first place, that's it.
Aha! Colin, why are you not here with... Thank you, Colin.
Okay.
Join me, friend! Alright, just slingshot in front of me, buddy. No? Okay, well, just get back in front of me, then. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you. That's all I wanted, was for you to be in front.
Okay.
Or not.
Hang in there a little longer.
I missed a shortcut. I am the best. This is optimized, perfect gameplay that you are witnessing. I mean, I'm just okay with that. That was just a big speed boost.
Stay focused.
Alright, for real this time. This is a light turn. Oh, okay. Well, that's not good. That's not very good at all, now is it? That's not very good at all, now is it? Colin, please stay in front. I don't want to lose this. I thought the turn was going to be much more forgiving than that. Oh, it's fine. We can pass some people anyway. You know what? I'm not finishing last, and I'm okay with that. I'll be honest, as much as I... Oh, I got second! As much as I like Lotuses, you know, they look nice and everything, it's not a very good car. I know I suck, but this doesn't feel like a very good car. Oh my god, Dylan. I haven't... Dylan, come on, man. It's been 5 hours? 5 hours. 6 hours? It's been 6 hours, Dylan. Come on, man. I can't wait to watch it. Yep, there's the YouTube notification. Like 3 minutes later. That's fine. I want to watch it so bad. I have to edit everything. And the worst part is I have to get as much edited today as possible. So I'll probably just have it like going on my phone while I'm editing. What sucks is actually, no, I won't even be able to watch Vinny and Dylan's or Frank and Ryan's because Ryan's going to be streaming before I'm done with this episode. So I'm going to have to pull that up, like, immediately. Oh, wow, the frame drops. Thanks, Dolphin. I don't have time for your shenanigans. It's this course. It's the Challenge Series course with the RNG. Can confirm this car is terrible at speed traps. So here's the thing about this thing being considered... This thing's considered an exotic, right? Here's the problem. This thing drives like a tuner. A very slow tuner. That's how this thing drives, okay?
Let's go. Let's get you on foot.
This thing turns extremely well, but it struggles to accelerate, and it has, like, no top speed.
You got it.
I mean, you see, I'm hitting 150 and struggling to gain speed. Now, granted, it is a Tier 2 car, but...
Course on the right. Course.
Hi, friend. Make me go fast, friend. See, the difference between this and Challenge Series, I can just do this! I think we actually top out at, like, 152, and that makes me... Oh, hey, I'm in second. Sal's back in first. That's great. Oh, no, Sal alert. You know what? I don't want to screw him up. Let's just do this.
Let's go.
And then pull him. And then let's pull him out. Ooh, nice wheelie, buddy.
Good time to go.
I bet he's really happy with that one. Yeah, okay. So even with my drafter, I can't even hit 160.
Okay, now's the time.
Now is the time we are ready to fight. What are we waiting for? We are dream shooters. Alright, and we lost. Thanks, Sal, for sucking so bad.
Okay, faster. Give it all you got.
Unless, no, we lost. Because as soon as he crosses the line, Sal drops those 2 miles an hour. Yup. You don't get the satisfaction here, game. I refuse. Mostly because it saves time, and I want to watch Ryan stream. Okay, I don't know, let's go with that thing. Is that the one that... No, I don't know. Let's get in the real one. The green with the yellow stripe. I've been pinged on Discord. I see the phone notification, but I didn't get a sound this time. Unlike when I got a sound for a notification that didn't actually happen. Could have just been a ghost ping, I guess. I don't know. Who cares? Is this thing any good at drift? Oh, ooh. Ugh. It doesn't accelerate, and it just kind of dies when you try and turn. I'm gonna go ahead and deem this thing bad at drifting. I'm gonna have to, I mean, we'll see how I score with it, but this just feels... Ugh. I don't like this. It doesn't build speed. It loses speed really easily when you're sliding. And I don't feel like I have much control while I'm sliding. Which I'm kind of sideways in a car, but like I don't feel like there's not really much I could have done about that particular wall bump. Someone's gonna be like, oh, you could have slowed down. Yeah, but if I slow down, I lose my drift, you see. Which, either way I lose the drift. Okay, that, I don't even know what happened. I was trying to kick to the right, and the game was just like, nah, not allowed. Banned. Alright, well, good to know that we're wrapping off the week with a crappy drift car. And me just kind of flailing my controller in various directions, hoping to get a good score. Thanks, game. I wanted to hit that wall. I didn't want to bank big points. Thanks, game. It's precisely what I wanted for Christmas. How did you know that I wanted a terrible drift score for Christmas? How did you know, game? Wow, a whole 8,000 points. What was that? Double my score? Actually, it was almost a quarter of my score. I'm sorry, a third of my score. It was wow. Okay. We're gonna kick over to the tier list as I fumble around trying to figure out how exactly I'm gonna record this, but it is time for timestamp. And then we shall be back whenever I figure this out. Alright, we're back. As you can see my cursor. So I'm sorry if this looks bad. I kind of had to crop it and center it in a really weird, strange way to make it work as well as I could. But we are here. And as you can see here, we have all of the tier 1 and 0 cars. They are organized in alphabetical order. So we're going to order these in S, A, B, C, and D tier. So we're just going to start things off. Nope. And nope. And where's the Camaro? Where's the Camaro? Is this the... no, that's the Chevelle. So we're going to put the Camaro there. I'm going to try and go in alphabetical order to not get lost. But that covers all of the basically undrivable things. So the Alfa Brera is a really solid car to drive. It is one of the starter cars. It's the exotic starter. It's a solid car to drive. I'd say it's definitely it's either A or B tier. I'm gonna put it in A tier. It's a really solid starter pick. The Chevelle. I mean, we saw that this week. It is a fantastically wonderful. No, I'm gonna move the Alpha down to B tier because I'm gonna say that the Chevelle is in a league of its own. Honestly, it's. Ugh. Ugh, there's no reason for it to be as good as it is. Um, Next up, the Chrysler 300. This car is pretty okay. It's a muscle car. It comes with all the standard muscle car issues, but it's better than the Camaro, so I'm gonna slap it in C tier. I'm sorry, I'm not being very descriptive. I've kind of talked all I want to talk about most of these cars anyway. It's just kind of I'm gonna explain why I think they're good or bad. Next up is the Lexus. I'm gonna put this in A tier. This is a really good car. It's a tier 1 tuner. Those are just really strong in general. It's pretty decent at everything, and then of course the tuner turning in the low tiers is just godly and ridiculous. We're gonna put the RX-8 right below it. It's another starter car. It's really, really, really good, and I would recommend choosing it on any playthrough. As for the Mazda Speed 3, I'd say it's put it below the Brera. It's an okay enough car, but like if you're looking for something that does something different that drives a bit different from how the RX-8 does, it's just a worse version of the RX-8 in function, really. If you want something different, just go for the Brera or the Chevelle. They're just better, in my opinion. Next up, we have the Mercedes-Benz CLK 500. Now this, I'm gonna put. It could go on either side of the Brera, but I'm going to put it below just because it comes later in alphabetical order, and I'd say they're about even-ish. So that's worth keeping in mind. And overall, it's a pretty solid pick. And but I think you're better off sticking with the Brera if you have it. I think the Brera is cheaper, so if you're looking to play it in story, it's pretty alright. Now the Nissan 240X, I haven't driven a lot, but I want to say that it would go about there. Maybe it's a little worse than these two. Since I haven't driven it, I'll kind of be a little bit negative about it, a little pessimistic about it. But this is how I'd rank the Tier 1 cars overall. I mean, there's not really much point in driving them. You could easily make the argument of doing this. Also, the fire truck should be ahead of the dump truck, is what I learned, unless you're drifting. Actually, no. This is probably how I'd rank them, aside from the collision issues. But I guess now we will cut away to the tier 2s. I'm sorry that I'm not being descriptive. I want to do things, and I have to edit things, and I want this to be over. As much as I don't want this series to be over. Anyway, see you in a moment. All right, we're back with the tier 2 cars, and there are more of them, as you can tell. So let's just get right into it. Starting things off, we have the DB9. I think this is, funnily enough, it's you got your basic exotic of the tier. I'm gonna put it nice solid B tier. It's an okay enough car, but like I feel like most of the tuners do it better, and there are actually no, there aren't really other exotics. You know what? Actually, no. I'll put this in A tier because it drives really well, and there aren't really other exotics that quite capture how exactly it drives and replicate it. Because the Lotuses are and the Jaguar is pretty okay, but we'll get to this later. Next up, we have the Dodge Trio. Yeah, no, these are all just. This one's actually the SRT8 Charger's pretty. It's drivable. It's acceptable. Um, the Charger RT is. It's not the worst car in the world. The issue with it and the old Challenger as well is they can't turn and they don't have the best top speed in the world, and wherever they would shine, tuners are so much better and they just barely function. Also, I'm sorry if you hear carbon sound effects in the background. Whoops. You might not though, because I'm probably playing like some sort of generic music in the background, like probably like I don't know, some sort of Paper Mario or something. Whatever I decide on. Anyway, overall, I'd say that these three Dodges are just kind of meh. Don't drive them. Don't drive muscle cars as a general lesson in this game, really, for the most part. Um, Next up, we have the Ford. Speaking of muscle cars, the Ford Mustang GT. I'm gonna slap that below the Charger, below both Chargers, just because I think it's a little bit better than the Challenger, but like it's not. It doesn't. They can't turn. That's their problem. And I know that I'm bad at the game, and I know that I could probably not suck as much, but these cars just swing out way too wide, and they have nothing that makes it worthwhile because they lose so much in turns that even though they accelerate faster, you're just better off with tuners, and there's just no reason to drive the ones that aren't just exceptionally good. Next up is the Jaguar. I don't remember a whole lot about it, but I'm gonna put it around where the DB9 is, because I vaguely remember last time I drove it, it was a pretty okay enough car, honestly. Next up, we have the Lotuses. I'm gonna put this one right above the no, I'll put it right above the new Charger, and then Uh, I just got a text, and yeah. So the Europa we learned today that it's total garbage. I would legitimately recommend driving Angie's Challenger over it, or I'm sorry, Angie's Charger over it, because no, and it doesn't turn as well as other tuners, um, but it seems to try to be driving like a tuner, even though it's classed as an exotic, and so it doesn't have very good acceleration either, and I mean, it doesn't top out as high as some of the better tuners or any of the exotics in the tier do. I think the SRT Charger even probably tops out higher than it does, and the Monaro as well. So like, there's not really it doesn't have any strengths of its own to stand on, and that's kind of the issue with a lot of the bad cars in Carbon and Black Box games and racing games in general. Is the good cars sometimes, like the mediocre cars usually have one strength that they can use as a crutch that makes them really really good sometimes, and the really good cars have multiple strengths like that, and the bad cars just kind of don't. They don't have any of that. They're just there. They're average at best in everything, and it ends up hurting them. But speaking of cars with insanely good strengths, next up we have what I'm going to be putting as an S tier. Not going to be the only S tier. S tier will not strictly be best car in the tier, but the RX-7 is a really, really, really strong car to be driving, and honestly, it's I there's only like one other tuner that I would recommend driving, or one other tier 2 car that I would recommend driving if you're playing to win. I know this game has like no competitive play, but it's worth having. And of course, these are also my opinions, so if you do disagree, feel free to let me know in the comments, and please be civil about it, because that's preferable. Um, The car turns really well. It has a solid top speed. I think it's a bit higher than the Lotus, and even if it's not, it turns a lot better and accelerates a lot better than the Lotus seems to. And it's just overall a really powerful car that can handle pretty much any track in the game, honestly. If you're on straighter tracks, you might have trouble against cars like the DB9 and the Jaguar. But aside from that, it's not really going to be that big of a deal to just take out most of the cars. And then on more technical tracks, you'll have trouble against the Corolla, which we'll get to as you can see here toward the end. But yeah, next up we have actually no, not our final exotic. Okay. But next up we have the Mercedes-Benz SL65 AMG. Now I'll be honest, I've only driven this car a handful of times. Um, I vaguely remember it being fairly solid, but I'm trying to downplay cars that I don't remember, so I'm sorry. And then with tier threes, by the time we're done with that, I should have driven all of them, so that's where we'll slap them. And I should mention that like when I do these S tiers, the S tier of tier, the S tiers of a tier I think have a chance of beating the mid to low tiers of the above tier. So the C and D tiers, I think of this tier could be even with the cars that I placed in S1 for or in S tier for tier 1 and 0, and then cars like the RX-7 in S tier here I'm saying could probably run with some of the not as good tier 3 cars, just so that that's made clear. That's what S tier is not only are they strong in their tier, they could probably compete. And actually, if that's how I'm defining it, I think I'm going to move the DB9 up to S tier as well, because while it does get outperformed by every exotic I can think of, it still has its strengths over most of the muscle cars and tuner cars, and I wouldn't say most, but a handful of muscle and tuner cars in tier 3. Uh, but anyway, yeah. So the Mercedes, I don't remember much about how it drives. I'm pretty sure it drives just kind of like every other balanced exotic in the game. It's pretty solid and it's fast in straight lines. It doesn't turn the best, but it's not garbage at it. But it doesn't always accelerate well in very technical courses, so that is one thing to be mindful of. Next up, we have the Mitsubishi Eclipse Tug. Tug. And the Tug is a tier 2 tuner that I think I'm going to put right about there. I think is a good spot for it. It turns pretty decently, and actually, no wait, hold on. Is this the wait? Is this the one that we were driving today? All right, never mind. I was wrong. This is the one we were driving today. No. um, that's nope. I'm just gonna nope that one down into here. Just gonna take a hard pass on that. This is the one that I was thinking of. Turns decently. It has a decent top speed. It accelerates okay. I mean, it's a tuner. Obviously, it turns really well. You basically never have to slow down in corners, but the trade-offs for that are pretty obvious. Um, it's a pretty okay car. That's nice. It didn't add in the police rhino. I will be right back again. All right, I'm back. I tried adding it. It refuses to let me add the rhino for some reason, and it also has now resized my thingamadongle, is what I'm going to call it. I'll be honest, I've never driven the Rhino before. No, that's not true. I've only driven it like once before, so I don't exactly know where I'd put it. It would probably end up in B or C tier. I do apologize for that, but the Plymouth Roadrunner is, it's okay. It's a muscle car. It's outperformed by the muscle cars that I've got above it. I'm gonna put it above the Mustang. No, the Mustang's definitely better than it in this game. Next up, we have the 2005 Pontiac GTO. No. And along with it, the Monaro. They're the same car. They're literally the same car. We're gonna nope those. The Cayman is pretty solid, but overall, I'd say it's not as good as some of the other exotics. Next up, we have the, of course, wonderful, absolutely disgustingly broken Toyota Corolla, which is probably the best car in all of Tier 2. And then the MR2 goes here. I mean, we saw what this thing could do. It's not a terrible car, but it doesn't live up to its stats when compared. Oh, the Clio's also not in here for some reason. Hmm. I don't know where the Clio would go either, I'll be honest. Oh well. I apologize that there were missing cars. Sure. Thanks, website. But yeah, so here on screen are my two tier lists in their full glory. And these are my tier 1 and 0 on the left and tier 2 on the right tier lists. But that is going to do it for this episode. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like. If you didn't, well, there's also a button for that. And if you press that button, be sure to let me know down in the comments below what I could be doing better. I'll try and do it better unless it's my mic, in which case there's not really much I can do to help. And if you're new here, be sure to check out some other content on the channel. If you like this kind of content, be sure to hit subscribe for more. And if you are subscribed and want notifications every time I upload a video, then be sure to hit that notification bell to sometimes get them. And, well, next week is going to be the final 5 episodes of Carbon, where we will be going over, in this order, we'll be starting things off with the Nissan 240 and the Dodge Charger. It's not a Charger, is it? It's a Challenger, I think. It is. It is! Why did I write it as Charger? I don't know. I don't know. Um, but, and then after that, we'll be going over the Camaro and the Shelby GT500. After that, we will be going over the Porsche 911 GT3 RS and the Lamborghini Murcielago LP640, followed by Thursday wrapping up the non-police vehicles with the Audi R8 and the Need for Speed Most Wanted BMW M3, wrapping things up next Friday, the final episode of Carbon with all of the police vehicles in one big, probably hour of power video. And then 3 days later, it'll be time for Emerald. So if you like Pokemon, that'll be coming. This has been an exhausting recording session. I want to go check out Sword and Shield. I'm gonna end these now. Hope you've had a great time with these videos this week. And it is Friday. Have a good weekend.